Good morning. The pardon board is called to order. Today is Monday, September 22nd, 2025. The time is 9:25 a.m. Could we get the roll call, please?
Lazo.
Present.
Stapleton.
Present.
Prater.
Here.
Tillis.
Here.
Freeman.
Here.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Our first agenda item this morning is approval of the minutes from Monday, August 25th, which are included in your packets. Are there any corrections? Hearing none, I entertain a motion for approval.
I move that the minutes be accepted. Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Tillis, a second by Mr. Freeman to accept the minutes as presented. Any objection? Hearing none, those minutes are approved. Thank you. And so we will allow public comment upon request before any vote is taken. Our first agenda item this morning is consideration of pardon applications, and our first case this morning is Ms. Jordan. Good morning.
Good morning.
Would you introduce yourself, ma'am? Tell us your name and your current mailing address.
Yes, ma'am. My legal name now is DEBRA Jordan. My physical address is 239 Brown Road in Columbia, Louisiana.
Okay, thank you. And so I'm going to read some identifying information into the record and just ask you to confirm it. Your case this morning has been assigned to Ms. Stapleton to my left. He'll take the lead on the interview. So you are here this morning, Ms. Jordan, seeking pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in Richland Parish in August of 2015, possession of Schedule I marijuana. You received and possession of Schedule 4 diazepam. You received a 3-year sentence that was suspended, and you were placed on 3 years of active supervised probation.
Correct. And drug work.
In drug.
I completed drug work.
Okay. And let me just, before I turn it over to Mrs. Stapleton, I want to recognize you have your parents here today. Welcome. We have Judy and Mark London, and I think at the appropriate time, your father wants to say a few words. Mrs. Stapleton?
Yes, go ahead and tell me, I'm reading the case, what you were arrested for, but you go ahead and tell me what happened and what you were arrested for. I did notice also that your child was in the car when all this happened.
Yes, ma'am. He was. I was plain and simple, just not living right. I was a broken human. I had gone through something pretty traumatic prior to that, and made some really stupid choices. Because to be quite frank, I didn't know how to process emotion. I compartmentalized everything. It's a rough upbringing. And after that traumatic experience, I just lost myself. I did. And that particular day, I had been dating someone, and that person had kind of accosted me on my road or whatever, and reached into my truck and grabbed some stuff. And I went and I was on my way to pick my child up. Picked my child up, and whenever I came back, law enforcement was there waiting for me at the end of my road. I had a Valium in my possession, and I had approximately a gram of marijuana in my possession. I'll be honest with you, I did not know that the Valium was there. I had the marijuana. I did eventually find out how the Valium got there. It was not by accident. But at the end of the day, I put myself in that situation. I put myself around that person. I created the environment that allowed it to happen. So, I answered for it. I made a lot of bad mistakes.
You mind if I call you Deborah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Deborah, I noticed that, like you were talking about drug court, it was an 8-month inpatient rehab,
Yes, ma'am.
and you satisfied all the conditions of your sentence. You haven't gotten into any trouble since then, Deborah?
Absolutely not. Not even speeding ticket. I'm gonna blow your mind for real. I went to work in the prison system.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And tell me why you need the pardon and why you need it with the firearms. Tell me that, please.
Okay. after going through what I went through and healing, I had a lot of healing to do, and my parents are here, so they know, it was rough in my house. It was a violent home, lots of drugs, lots of craziness, but it was the norm, you know, but I wasn't a bad kid. I grew up, because I wanted to be everything that I wanted to be the opposite of everything that my family was, you know. And did well in high school, graduated from high school, went to college, decided I wanted to join the Army instead, and went to the Army. I planned on that being my career, but I got injured and sent home. And it was heartbreaking for me.
Yes.
So I went into nursing
Mhm.
and nursed for some time until I blew my life up.
Well, so you got your nursing degree?
I do, but let me tell you, so, you know, they took my nursing license.
Because of the drug.
Actually, no, because of my ex-husband. Because of my ex-husband. He's the one that brought drugs in our home. And I allowed him to. I created the environment. That was my part in the situation.
Uh-huh.
And because of that, the State Board of Nursing determined that that was the same thing as participating in the behavior by allowing him in my home. At the time, I couldn't see that, obviously, it was my husband. But yeah, 100%. But if I had booted him out, I wouldn't be here today, standing in front of y'all. Everything happened for a reason, every bit of it. It's always been my desire, because of the way that I grew up. I believe in law, I believe in order, and I believe that people should be held accountable for their actions. Truth be told, the Department of Corrections did not whoop me nearly as hard as they could have.
Yes, that's true.
And I'm grateful for that. I'm so grateful.
Drug court a lot of times intervenes in that, and if a person's successful, that's their way of not spending a lot of time in jail. And but you have to be determined to do it.
And I was, September 7th, 2015,
Mhm.
I had to turn myself in. And, my life has never been the same since. And here we are, 10 years and 15 days later, and I'm standing in front of you guys, but I knew on September 7th, 2015 that I would be. I knew that.
So what do
Because I
you do?
talked to God about it.
So what do you do in the prison system?
I was a lieutenant, shift lieutenant.
Good for you. You still work there?
I did, and I had to leave to get another job because I couldn't make enough money there because I couldn't get my post certification.
Oh, you couldn't get your post cert? I got mine at 50 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, because you couldn't have a gun, that's why you couldn't.
Correct. Couldn't get my
Gotcha.
post certification.
Okay, well,
Take
I'm
that.
finished with questions. Does anyone else have any?
No.
And the warden, I want to mention some
Okay.
very important people, that made a difference in my life. Judge Terry Doty was one of them.
Okay.
He wasn't just a judge, he cared about humans. He cared about seeing people be successful in life and have successful lives. His own father was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And, man, when I tell you he lashed me. My very first sanction, 12 days into drug court, and I didn't come back for 8 months. And after the 8 months in rehab, I went to work in that rehab. And I stayed there for 4 years, and I'm still in contact with a lot of the girls. It was important to me to share what I had been through to try to inspire and give people hope and show them, you know, it's never too late. It's never too late. And I'm grateful to be here. God's grace and mercy is so abundant, and I am so excited and gung ho about having the opportunity to make a difference.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Most people's purpose and calling in life quite often comes from their own pain. And it brings them to do things that they wouldn't normally have done, but then they're grateful for it, that they're there. Like you say, to share and make a difference.
My family wouldn't be what it is had I not gone through that. It brought us together. It brought us to God. It brought them to God. It changed him.
Did you wanna recognize? You wanna recognize your father?
We already did. If Mr. London would like to speak, you want to go ahead and
Yes, ma'am.
do that?
Thank you.
You know? You know, speaking. And she was, absolutely right about violence. I was born in 1960, so I come up fresh out of high school using marijuana. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And my dad was a police officer for 20 years. My little police boy, he begged me to go to the military or be a gang warden. All I'm gonna do is hunt fish. But I chose to see the dope and alcohol. And years rocked on, and I met my wife in a little town called Uranium about 1980. In 1982, we were living together for many years. Got married in 1998, been together ever since. But during that time in 1980s, I got addicted to powder cocaine. And I was a bad person, violent, fought a lot, got in trouble. Abusive to my wife. There was abusive to Danielle, but I was abusive to my wife, verbally and physically. Was arrested many times. Thank God I was never convicted of a felon. Long story short, Danielle saw a lot of stuff as a child. Right there.
It's okay.
Okay.
I'm not proud of it. But we struggled through it, we made it through it. I got help. I relapsed maybe once or twice. And in 2000, I went to work for Sheriff Fuel. I was up there at the Sheriff's office, stayed there 5 years. Politics got kicked out, but I went to the pipeline, her and I did what they did. And I watched Danielle struggle. She's worked from day one. When she left high school, she has never not had a job. She is a real go-getter. She's been very, very proactive in everything she's talking about. She's a people person. She loves to make a difference in people's lives. She steps out and talks to people and just cares for people. And tells them about the Lord and what she went through and what God's done for her. And it is awesome what He can do for you if you can get it.
Well, she's made an excellent impression on me.
Oh, yeah.
I can only speak for myself.
But yeah, she is a wonderful person now, and she is dedicated. She strives every day to do better, and she is seeking higher job opportunity she wants to.
And that's the purpose for needing the firearm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Miss, she pointed that out to me. I wasn't thinking in post, yeah, you have to qualify with a weapon.
Okay.
Certainly do. Okay, thank you very much.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
have anything else you need to say or that covers?
I just want to very much, I'm so proud that y'all let us come here today to hear her story and pray that everything works out.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Ms. Jordan, you must step back up. All right, are there any other questions?
Yeah.
Mr. Prater, have any questions?
No, thank you.
So I think we're prepared to vote, Ms. Jordan. We'll start with Mrs. Stapleton.
Okay, based upon your history since. And you made an excellent impression on me, Deborah, this morning. And I wish you every happiness and success in your future. See no reason why you won't have it. My vote today is to grant your pardon with restoration of firearms.
Mr. Prater,
Concur.
Mr. Freeman,
I concur. You've done excellent.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Mr. Tillis.
My vote is to grant.
And my
With
vote is,
restoration.
my vote is to
I'm
vote,
headed to probation and parole, y'all.
make a recommendation for pardon with restoration of firearms. The DA, you need to know, the DA was opposed to the restoration of firearms, but neither sheriff in Richland or Caldwell Parish were opposed. So you've received a unanimous vote to make the recommendation for a pardon with restoration of firearms. And so we're gonna make that recommendation on your behalf. Good luck. All right, we are ready for Mr. Cotton. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Would you introduce yourself? Please tell us your name and your current mailing address.
My name is Joseph Baker. 763 Lake Iris Avenue, Louisiana, 781.
Thank you. Let me just take note before we get started. I want to acknowledge all your guests that are here today. You have your mother-in-law, Terry
Eric Hall.
Ericall, father-in-law, Mr. Ericall, your dad, Mr. Stephen Cotton Senior, Stephen Cotton. Sister-in-law, Allison Ericall, brother-in-law, Neil Burtnott, Lauren Cotton, your wife, and Jacqueline Cotton, your mother. Welcome, everybody. And I have that Lauren will be speaking, and we'll call on her at the appropriate time to do so. First, I'm going to read some identifying information into the record, Mr. Cotton. And then if you turn around, you'll see Mr. Prager. He's a board member on Zoom today. He has your case. So after I read the identifying information into the record, I'll turn it over to Mr. Prager for him to start the interview. So you may have to kind of turn around so you can see. So, Mr. Cotton, your DOC number 621929. You are seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in the 20th Judicial District, that's East Feliciana Parish, in March 2014 for possession of Schedule 1 heroin. Sentencing was deferred and you were placed on 3 years probation. Is that information correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Prater,
Yes, ma'am.
turn it over to you.
Okay, Mr. Cotton, how are you today?
Well, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, doing good. So the way I understand it from the file, about 12 years ago, you were arrested for simple possession of marijuana and heroin, and I think they pursued the heroin, but they gave you a suspended sentence. Is that correct?
It's
And from what I read, the heroin conviction was due to an opioid addiction that you got when you had back surgery. Is that correct? I'm sorry.
Face this up.
Look, you can see him over there.
Okay, is that correct, sir? Okay. And hey, have you been arrested for anything since then?
No, sir, not at all.
Okay, and I understand that you've gotten a degree and you're now an engineer, that you've gotten that degree since then, correct? Full civil engineer's degree, correct?
That's correct, yes, sir.
Okay, and you have no violence in your past, no arrests or any kind of police calls or anything like that, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, why do you want a firearm?
Well, my father was in law enforcement for 30 years, so was my mother. When I grew up with him, I would go to the shooting range with him. I'd like to be able to start doing that again. My father also has several firearms that he had when he was a child, that my grandfather had. The family heirlooms. I'd like to have the ability to inherit those. And of course, God forbid the need to protect my family, but that was also a reason.
Okay, I don't have any other questions.
I don't see any questions from here, so we'll hear from the Mrs. Cotton. You want to stand up next to him at the podium and tell us what you'd like us to know? That's fine.
I'm Lauren. I'm Joseph's wife. In the 10+ years that I have known Drew, which is what we call him, he's been nothing short of a steadfast friend, a hard worker, and a phenomenal partner. Once we had become friends many years ago, it was astonishing for me to learn that he had ever had trouble with substances or with the law. And once you've met him, you two would find it almost impossible to believe. In the time that we've been together, I've only known Drew to be supportive of his peers and friends, dedicated to our family, and fiercely devoted to proving himself as a son, friend, brother, husband, and citizen. When we started dating, Drew was working hard, long days as an electrician's assistant while I taught at Central High School, and came home to spend his evenings studying for his engineering degree. After he got clean, he had vowed to himself that he would finish what he had started and worked tirelessly for years to become readmitted to LSU, earn his engineering degree, and eventually his professional engineering license, all while rebuilding old relationships and surrounding himself with a loving, supportive family here today. There's no one on this earth for whom I have more love, respect, and admiration than Drew. He's the son you rely on, the friend you call for help, the employee you can count on, and the husband you can count yourself lucky to have. I ask that the board consider the man before them today and all he has done for his friends, family, and his community.
Thank you. All right,
Sure. Wait a question.
all right. Mr. Tillis?
Mr. Cotton,
Sir,
you say you had a drug problem?
sir,
You had a drug
I
problem?
absolutely did, yes, sir.
Did you take any training after to clean yourself up?
I did. I stayed in inpatient for over 2 years, and with Mr. Kelmon's and East Louisiana.
When did you finish?
It was really just kind of an ongoing thing. We tapered off, I think, around when I ended probation in 2017 is when we finished that. Wasn't required, it's just something that, he felt like we should keep working at it.
2017?
Yes, sir.
So you said it was something you should still,
Well, he mentioned, well, as I was working through that program, a certain time length was required, and then I chose to keep, he asked if I wanted to keep coming, and I did. I kept going through and kept trying to work on myself and everything. And then when I finished probation in 2017, he said, I think we're good. But I still, it's a daily effort to maintain things, something on the rest of that. But I'm totally willing to do it. I have a life worth living today. The best thing I ever do in my life was to get away from this life.
okay, thank you.
Sorry.
And how do you cope with it daily?
I'm not really involved in like Alcoholics Anonymous or anything, but some of those principles, they say take what you need, leave the rest. Some of those I stick with me daily, and then it makes it even easier when I have a support system like this. I've been able to develop a lot of relationships with friends too, and I'm trying to stay involved in community, and then the part of my career, my chief obligation as an engineer is to uphold the well-being of the public, and I'm very proud that I have the opportunity to do that. I take that very seriously.
Any other questions? I don't see any. Mr. Prater, you prepared to vote?
Yes, ma'am. My vote would be to recommend to the governor that we pardon Mr. Cotton and give him his firearm rights.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman.
My vote is to pardon with restorations of firearms. Great family support. Appreciate y'all showing up.
Mr. Tillis?
I concur with Mr. Prater.
Mrs. Stapleton?
I concur with my fellow board members.
My vote would be to make a recommendation, pardon with restoration of firearms, so you've received a unanimous vote, sir. So we'll make that recommendation on your behalf to the governor.
Can't think of enough.
Good luck
Appreciate
to
your time today.
All right, good morning. Our next case is that of Mr. Kevin Lazo. Good morning, sir. Would you introduce yourself, tell us your name and your current mailing address?
My name is Kevin Lazo. Parker Road.
Okay, thank you. Let me acknowledge that you have your fiance here with you this morning, is Julia Chilton. On Zoom participating, we have your friend and coworker Norbert Lathan, your mother Jean McCarty, your daughter Jean Lazo. All of whom want to speak on your behalf, we'll ask them to do so shortly. Also joining us this morning from the DA's office in East Baton Rouge is Ms. Tracy Barbera, and she'd like to have some input too, so we'll call on her at the appropriate time. First, I'm going to read some identifying information into the record, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Freeman. Your case has been assigned to him this morning, so he'll take the lead on asking you some questions. So you're here this morning, Mr. Lazo, seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in East Baton Rouge Parish in March of 2012 for your current offense. And it's filing false public records and stalking violation of a protective order. You received 5 years on one of them, one charge, 5 years Department of Corrections, but 1 year was suspended. You were placed on 5 years probation. Then the other sentence was 2 years Department of Corrections, suspend all but 90 days, 5 years probation upon release. Is that information correct? All right. Mr. Freeman?
Okay, Mr. Lazo, why are you seeking a pardon and restoration of firearms?
Approximately 15 years ago, I was very destructive path due to unmanaged anger and lack of unhealthy coping skills. I cannot fully express sorrow, but I feel for the heart of my decision has caused, or my decisions that caused. I deeply regret the pain and turmoil I brought to the lives, my family, and everybody else that was involved, particularly my ex-wife and the children. At the time, I had not learned yet to trust in God or in support of my family. In fact, now I see clearly that my family was trying to help me. They loved me deeply and did everything they could to support me. And I didn't realize again that hindsight's 2020. I carried a lot of resentment, and by the time I realized the damage that I was causing was already done. I take full responsibility for my action, and I want to offer sincere apologies to everyone. Over the past 15 years, I've worked diligently to redeem myself and to prove, not only to others, but also to myself, that I'm capable of change, growth, and forgiveness. Since my release of probation, I have rededicated my life to Christ, which has guided me every step of the way. That's why Christ has called me to my church's prison ministry. My relationship with God has been the cornerstone of my transformation. Christ taught me to still listen and to wait for his guidance. I have waited patiently for the right time to seek the full pardon, and more importantly, to seek forgiveness from all those out there. Through his guidance, God's guidance, grace, I have earned a bachelor's degree from Columbia Southern in occupational safety and health and environmental management. And I have recently graduated from Liberty University with my doctorate in education. Since all this has occurred, I've also am a federal officer with OSHA at this point. I go around making workplace inspections, I investigate fatalities, and investigate accidents and incidents, and I hope that I have saved lives as well. Why am I seeking full pardon? The primary reason I'm seeking full pardon is to overcome professional barriers that continue to limit my ability to advance my career. Despite holding a doctorate, I have been unable to secure a professorship or adjunct teaching positions or even interviews at times. And I think this is basically because of my a full pardon would not only restore my rights, but serve as a formal acknowledgement. The state of Louisiana trust me then. And my community trusts me. And that's more than anything. It's that I want people to know that we trust them. I've taken up proving that for the last 15 years. My vision for the future is centered on giving back. I want to use my education, experience, and credentials to empower underserved communities, including individuals who, like me, are seeking a second chance. How to build sustainable careers in occupational safety and other areas of education. I would like to use my collegiate influence to design community-based training initiatives and expand the impact beyond what my current limitations are. It would give me the legal and professional standing to serve others at the highest level possible in education. I have truly been blessed. I'm a homeowner now, and for the past 15 years, I have shared a strong, loving relationship with my life partner, Ms. Julie. Someone who has shown me that trust, support, and unconditional love, what that really means. I'm also a proud grandfather of 4 beautiful granddaughters and one very handsome grandson. Actively involved in their lives almost every day. I help provide for them and be there whenever they need me. My grandchildren are the center of my world. And I've come for you today, not as a man that I was 15 years ago, but as a man that I have worked hard to become. I ask for full pardon, not to ease the past, but to open doors that will allow me to make the greatest possible impact in the future. I'm committed to service, to growth, and helping others avoid mistakes I once made.
Okay. When did you get off supervision? How long have you been off pay?
Over 10 years.
It's been over 10 years? Okay, I had 8 years. Okay.
It might have been, sir.
Okay, that's just what I had that it ended 8 years ago. Have you ever had a pardon before?
Yes, sir.
For the same thing, correct? And you really think we ought to consider giving you one again, even though you had one before?
I would.
Be for the same thing?
It would be a miracle. But I'm here to say that I'm not the same man.
I believe that. Yeah. Okay, I have no questions for you. We're gonna hear from your speakers, and I'll let my colleagues question at the end after the district attorney. So first we want to hear from Norbert Lathan.
How are y'all doing today?
Good, sir. What do you have to say about Mr. Lazo?
Well, I've known him for a long time, both personally and professionally, and I've seen his growth. He gives back to the community. I know he's helped me tremendously in my career. I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for him and the time that he's taken for me. And he still assists me in my career as of today. But I've watched his growth. I've watched what a good person he is. And I can speak both personally and professionally that you'd be making a good decision in this.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Miss Jean McCarty, your mother.
Okay, hello. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Please tell us what you want us to know about your son.
Well, since he got out of jail, he's gone to school. He's been certified in everything. The host has asked you to start your video. Okay, sorry. He's studied everything in the world that you could study pertaining to safety, and he worked for one company, and then he got a job at a larger company from there, and then he started his own little company where he was teaching at universities and other places safety, And he had to travel a lot, but he wanted to be near his grandchildren started coming and he wanted to be near them. He started working for OSHA, and he has been a huge part of their lives. He owns a lovely home. He has a room for them in his home dedicated for them, and he helps them financially in anything they need, especially their extracurricular activities and anywhere else they would need something. And that's all of them, and that's including diapers and clothes and things like that. He's been a part of the Healing Place ministry, and he's part of their prison ministry now. He's retired military. He's helped put his daughter through her master's degree program, and he continues to study as well. And he received, of course, his master's and doctorate. He's been a blessing to me and our family, and he's always hosting family events. He keeps in touch with his brother and his sister, and I mean, he just brought us. He's sort of like a core for us that we gather at his home for holidays, and he's kind of taken the patriarch place in a family. His sister actually is about the same age as his daughter, so he's been a part of her life and has helped her. He's a good son to me. He's kind, he's loving, and I'm proud of the man that he is today. Proverbs 31:28. Her children shall arise and call her blessed. And I feel blessed to have him. And I can say that about all three of my children. He's not perfect, but he strives to be better as he goes along.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Janine, I guess you spell it Janine Lazo, daughter.
Good morning. How are you guys doing today?
Fine.
Great. I'm Janine Lazo. I'm his daughter. I want to start off by saying that I have a bachelor's in science degree, and I have a master's in education and clinical mental health. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I own my own private practice. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my dad. He supported me every step of my way, emotionally, physically, and even financially. He's a wonderful grandfather to my son. He is a father figure to my 3 nieces, and he's a wonderful grandfather to all his grandchildren. I've seen him grow so much in his faith in the last few years, to a point where now he's in prison ministry. I've also been part of the ministry as well, and my dad has encouraged me and influenced me in those ways.
Thank you. Appreciate all of y'all coming today. All right, now we're gonna hear from the opposition, Ms. Tracy Barbera of the East Baton Rouge Parish District Attorney's Office. Ms. Barbera.
Good morning, Tracy Barbera. Thank you, Mr. Freeman. It appears that Mr. Lazo is not just requesting a pardon, he's requesting restoration of his firearm privileges. And last time I checked, you don't need a gun to teach. So we are obviously very opposed to restoration of firearms. But as Mr. Freeman pointed out, we are opposed to a second pardon for this individual. He's asking for a second chance to have his slate wiped clean. And the victims in his cases don't get a second chance for their slates to be wiped clean. They still live in fear and have flashbacks as to what happened to them. I realize we are focused this morning on things that Mr. Lazo has done since his release, which Mr. Freeman, you are correct. His probation ended in August of 2017, so it's just been a little over 8 years. But we cannot lose sight of the fact that these, you might want to classify them as crimes of passion, but they weren't sudden crimes of passion. They were very orchestrated, very well planned. This man was on a mission to destroy her life. He lied to police. He cut himself to try to set her up as being the perpetrator of an aggravated battery. This man, when things are not going his way, he sought revenge, not once, but twice with two different females. And he makes reference to how, in the past he was shot because of his actions and he lost his military retirement, which I heard his mother say he has retired from the military. So I don't know if his current federal position, if he was able to retroactively get some credit and get a retirement benefit or not. But the bottom line is the consequences that he is suffering from right now are because of things he chose to do. He had a second chance. He could have, I don't know how he received a pardon so quickly the first go round, but at any point in time as he was planning these crimes, he could have said, what am I doing? I can't believe I've already had a second chance and now I'm just messing up again. These crimes were not, it's not a drug addiction where he's cured. There was obviously some mental health issues going on here. And yes, it's wonderful to hear that he's doing very good things. So obviously this conviction is not prohibiting him from doing very good things. And bottom line is we just don't think it is fair or right, even though legally he was allowed to apply. We just think it's wrong to give him a second pardon to wipe his slate clean, particularly after it hasn't even been 10 years. Reapply at some point in the future and see what happens. And we just ask that he be denied today. Thank you.
Ms. Ballbearer. Do my colleagues have any questions?
Well, I just wanted to say one thing, to piggyback off of what Tracy just said. It's been my experience. I spent a lot of time working with victims of domestic violence and stalking and different things. And some of them I had to help relocate into other states or parishes. It's not recognized as such, but when this kind of thing happens in a person's life, it's like a murder, because their trust in humanity and feeling of safety and everything, it's like it's been taken away from them by way of a murder. So it's not something that, like Tracy said, that you can just wipe the slate clean if you're the victim. So you've done well with your life. But I've seen victims that continue to struggle when things like this happen. So that's all I just.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
What do you do in prison ministry?
This weekend we went to Angel. We just go up there with other members of Healing Place and we shake the prisoners' hands, we sit in the church with them, we pray with them. Last week they went to DCI and said they had over 900 people in a revival in DCI. I just, however they need, whatever they need you to do is what I help.
How long have you been involved in that?
It's going on 2 months.
2 months?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Frater, you ready to vote?
Yes, sir. Ms. Lazo, you have done excellent. You're doing a great job. You got a good education, good family. But the fact that you had been pardoned for this before, and there were some very, very insinuating circumstances that happened here. My vote today is going to be to deny due to law enforcement opposition and already receiving a previous pardon for the same sort of offense.
Mr. Tillis.
My vote's going to be to grant
And that would be
with firearms.
Ms. Stapleton.
My vote is going to be to deny based upon, I concur with Mr. Tillis, but I'd like to add that the crime was so devastatingly violent.
Mr. Prater.
Deny.
Right. And Mr. Lazo, you said all the right things today. I'm really pleased that you've gotten involved in prison ministry, that you've worked on your education and worked on you. But you know, I think you probably said a lot of those same things in 2006 or 7, whenever you appeared before the pardon board before. And were granted favorable consideration based on the opposition that we've heard today, and that's in the record, the nature of the offense and the fact that you have received a pardon once already for the same exact thing. My vote today is to deny your application today. So you got 4 votes to deny your application. It's been denied today, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Smith, good morning. Would you introduce yourself, sir? Tell us your name and current mailing address.
Yes, my name is Dylan Smith. My address is 15709 North Noel Road, Abbeville, Louisiana.
Okay, so Mr. Smith, I'm going to read some identifying information in the record. I want to acknowledge you do have your wife here, Holly, with you.
Yes.
Thanks for coming and support. I'll read the identifying information in the record, ask you to confirm or verify it. Then your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis to my far left. I'm going to turn it over to him and he'll take the lead on the interview. Okay. So, Mr. Smith, your DOC number of record is 725959. You're here today seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in the 15th Judicial District for Million Parish in September 2017. Possession of Schedule 2 methamphetamines. You received a 5-year sentence that was suspended all but 1 year, and you were placed on 5 years of active probation. And then introduction of contraband in a penal institution. You received a 1-year hard labor sentence that was suspended, and you were placed on the 5 years of active probation. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Tillis?
Good morning. How are you, Mr. Smith?
Hello, I'm fine.
Tell us why you feel you deserve a pardon today, please.
I feel like I've worked really hard, in the restoration of my life, and I feel like I deserve something like that.
You work real hard.
Yes, sir.
At the time, you had a drug problem or what?
I went through a small spell where I fell into drugs and got in contact with the wrong people in my life. And yes, I did at that time, but I have never touched it since.
Have you had any treatment since you,
Oh, well, I became fully active in our local church. That's really assisted me coming out from the addiction. And also, if I can insert,
go ahead.
I did go to AA meetings and other things as well as, off probation and stuff like that.
So how long have you been clean?
8 years.
8 years. And, how long did you spend? Did you have to spend any time?
It was 8 months.
8 months?
Yes, sir.
And how long were you on probation?
5 years.
5 years. Have you had any problems since then? Any trouble working tickets?
No, sir.
Yeah. Okay, I have no more questions.
Any other questions?
What possessed you to bring contraband into a penal institution?
Well, whenever I was arrested, I had some drugs in a bag that was on me. And I never said anything. So whenever they brought me to jail on a warrant, they found the drugs in the bag while I was being put in.
Oh, I see.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me just, for the record, state you do have opposition to your request, to your application from the DA's office and Vermilion Parish is opposed. The former sheriff, Couvillon, is unopposed. You just need to be aware that there is opposition out there. The Attorney General's office is opposed as well. So are there any other questions of Mr. Smith? I don't see any. You ready to vote, Mr.
Yes,
Tillis? All right, Mr. Tillis.
Mr. Smith, due to the cleansing, we like seeing 10-year cleansing in this case, and my vote today is going to be to deny.
Mrs. Stapleton?
I'm going to concur with Mr. Tillis for the same reason. It's been 8 years, so it's a little early and soon for pardon.
Mr. Prater? You're muted, yeah.
Okay, my vote is going to be to grant a pardon
With firearm?
with firearms.
Mr. Freeman?
My vote is, unfortunately, I mean, you just got off probation in 23, so my vote is just because of the cleansing period is gonna be to deny, but after I get 10 years down, I'd reapply. Cause you're doing excellent, but I mean, we just kind of like that period to make sure you don't relapse. No.
All right, Mr. Smith, you didn't get the 4 votes you needed today. You had to grant. You have 3 votes to deny, 1 that was favorable. So the outcome of today's proceeding is that your application is denied, sir. But I think you heard that, once you get 10 years, reapply. And I think you might have a different outcome. Good luck to you. So we just got back on the record. Let me ask you, sir, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and current mailing address.
Yes, I am Michael Gregory Shasson, live at 31 Elmwood Loop, Madisonville, Louisiana.
All right, Mr. Shasson, I'm going to read some information into the record. And then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Tillis. Your case has been assigned to him. He's going to take the lead on the interview. He's seated to my far left. And let me first acknowledge you have your wife, Miss Donna, here today. Thanks for coming. And we want to say a few words, and we'll ask you to do so if you'd like to do so. First, Mr. Shasson, your DOC number of record is 212098. You're seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in September 1983 in Jefferson Parish for possession of Schedule II, possession with intent to distribute quaaludes. You received a 5-year hard labor sentence that was suspended and you were placed on 5 years of active probation. Is that correct?
It is.
Okay. Mr. Tillis?
Good morning, Mr. Michael.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Tell me why you feel you should get a pardon today. Why you feel that you should.
Well, I feel I should. Well, I made a terrible mistake almost 45 years ago when I was about 18 years old. And since then, I have not been in those bad ways. And because of my business, it's really it has impeded me from really succeeding. I own an ATM company. And so I have big relationships with banks and armored car carriers, trucks, that, and it's been a terrible burden on me my whole life. And I feel like I don't do anything wrong. And well, I guess a lot of it is more of a mindset too. Getting on children.
I see. I read through your file. You're rich, ATM. I'd like to have one of those.
Well, I'm not rich, I have hundreds of them.
Yeah. Okay. I have no more questions.
I don't have any questions.
I just got one question. I saw it was in, I don't know, it was in 2012, but when they arrested you for the domestic abuse battery, was there a weapon involved, a gun or anything?
Absolutely not. It was, my wife and I got into an argument on New Year's Eve.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure there was no weapon involved. Okay.
Mr. Prater, any questions? Okay. Did you want to say a few words?
Gregory and I have been together, we've been married over 20 years, been together over 30. He tries to be positive in every way to every young man and female that he comes in contact with, drawing on his past. But he's very successful at what he does. And I think what he said is more of a mindset, but we have 5 kids that we raised successful together, great grants, and we want to go out and ski. We want to, we want to have the positivity things going on with things like that. And the kids don't know anything about this, so kind of like it'll be lifted up off of us anyway.
All right, Mr. Shasson, anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you, but thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today, your consideration.
Yes, sir. I think we're ready to vote. Mr. Tillis?
You've done well, and it's been 45 years. My vote today is to grant with restoration of firearms.
Mrs. Stapleton?
I concur, Mr. Tillis, to grant with restoration of firearms. I wish you both well.
Mr. Prater?
Sir?
Mr. Freeman?
I also concur grant with firearms.
And I agree. My vote also is to make the recommendation that a pardon with restoration of firearms be granted. So you got a unanimous vote. So on your behalf, we're going to make that recommendation to Governor Landry. Good luck. All right, so our next case is Miss Erica Mitchell. Would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and your current mailing address.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Erica Mitchell and my current mailing address is 1706 South Football Avenue, Gonzales, Louisiana, 70737.
I want to direct your attention to that screen over there. Mr. Prater has joined us. He's on the board today, but he's remote. And your case has been assigned to him, so he'll be talking to you in just a minute. You have, I'm going to read some identifying information into the record, ask you to verify that it's accurate. Then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Prater. He'll take the lead on the interview. With us today also by Zoom is Mr. Randy Meyer from the DA's office in Jefferson Parish, and he's going to have some input as well. So let's get started.
Yes.
So, Ms. Mitchell, your DOC number of record is 702522. You're here today seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in the 24th Judicial District, Jefferson Parish, for a driving while intoxicated third offense.
Yes.
You were sentenced August 2015. You received a 5-year hard labor sentence. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Prater. Mr. Prater?
Good morning, Ms. Mitchell. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. And yourself?
Good. Okay, I'm gonna read some things and you can tell me if these are correct or not to save you having to go over the dates. Your first DWI was in 2007, your second in 2011, and your third was in 2013. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and when you were, the last one, when you were convicted of third offense, you were put on home arrest or home confinement, and that you violated that by an arrest in 2017. Is that correct?
I violated, no, sir. I turned myself back in, to where I didn't have home arrest. So I turned myself back into, when I got out of prison, I went back to the courthouse and I turned myself back in to go into prison to carry out my home arrest and stuff like that in prison. Because I lived in Arizona, so I could move back to Arizona. That's where I was residing. The 2017 arrest that you're talking about, that is, you want me to explain that? Is that what you want me to do, the 2017 arrest in Scottsdale? Okay.
Tell me about it.
Okay, so I co-signed, when I got out of prison, I bought a car with another girl over in Arizona to try to build up my credit. She never paid any car payment or insurance or anything like that. She was the one that was driving it. I just co-signed it to build up my credit so I could, get out of prison and come out with bad credit. So I co-signed for her. She never paid for anything, any of it. She lost her license. So I'm sitting here paying for this vehicle that I can't get a hold of or anything like that. So I called the cops. I called the cops on her. She came in and threw a boulder through my window because I called the cops on her because she wasn't paying. I didn't know how to get the car back. So I'm going through different routes and stuff like that of getting the car back. So I called the cops on her because I knew that she was driving with a suspended license to get the car back. The cops pulled her over and then didn't arrest her, let her go. They came and arrested me, telling me that I was harassing the cops because I was trying to get the car back that she wasn't paying on. And then the car ended up getting towed. I ended up getting the car back. And then when I ended up getting the car back, this same girl came to my house, held me hostage in my house for 2 days. I ended up able to get the phone, call the cops. The cops came and picked her up out of my apartment. She put me in the hospital, beat me up. I didn't walk for a whole year because I was in a wheelchair because I got the car back from the tow yard from where it got towed from apartment complex that she lived at. After all this happened, the police ended up going to prison for 4 years. She passed away a year and a half ago, like 8 months after she got out of prison. But she ended up going to prison for 4 years. The cops called and asked me to just go ahead and drop charges for the arrest. Anyways, the Scottsdale police ended up dropping charges on me because come to find out I was a victim the whole time, but they didn't want to do anything. They wanted to pin charges on me for me just trying to get a car back, and a girl throwing a rock through my window and harassing me and stuff. I mean, she stole stuff off of my patio too, that I even showed the cops that she was selling off the offer up. So it's just a very bad whole situation. I just try to do the right thing and get my credit right and co-sign with a girl that ended up not paying for the car, and it just ended up being a mess. And I didn't walk for a whole year. I had to do physical therapy. It was really bad. But that was the situation. I'm sorry for crying. But that was the situation for me getting arrested. So Scottsdale police, after they had to come get the girl and holding me hostage and arrested me for me just trying to do the right thing, they ended up dropping charges against me because they basically looked at it like, yeah, what were we doing in the beginning the whole time? I mean, I called because she stole stuff off my property. She threw a boulder through my window, and once the car got towed, I got it back because the tow company called me and I hid it, and she came to my house and held me hostage for 2 days. So that was that situation. But they ended up dropping charges.
Yes, ma'am. And your parole ended in 2019, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Usually, when there's 3 DWI convictions, there's usually at least twice that many arrests. How many times have you been arrested for DWI?
3, 4. There's a 4th one.
Okay. And what do you do that's usually indicative of a serious alcohol problem,
Yes,
possibly drugs. What do you do to keep from drinking now? Or do you still drink?
No, I don't drink anymore. No, since prison, I just I used to be a bartender, and that's basically the DUIs that I've gotten is coming home from a bar from working and having the night shift. The second one was I was working for a transportation company, and we were doing a reality show, and we were filming, and I was the driver of it, and we ended up doing shots, and the cops knew in Scottsdale that we were filming, so they were following us. I ended up getting pulled over from doing that reality show, or trying to do a reality show with the car company that I was with. So that was that one. And then the other 2, I guess it was just being sad, and being depressed, but no, I don't drink anymore. I stopped drinking after my 2013 one, and I knew I was gonna have to face a conviction and go to prison and just start trying to do everything better that way. I stopped bartending, obviously. Drinking isn't a problem. I don't drink. I don't ever crave it. I go to the gym, and I go to church, praise God every day. That's my mission as of now and today, is just fully just concentrating on Jesus and living for the Lord. And that's it.
Okay. And why do you want this pardon?
Because it's why not? Well, I going to school. When I finish school, it's not going to be very easy for me to get in. I'm going to school for coding, medical coding. So it's not going to be easy for me to get a job going in medical coding with having a felony. I mean, right now I'm doing healthcare and taking care of my disabled brother. Whenever my mom went to go hire me, so I could take care of my disabled brother. The gentleman was like, "Are you sure you don't hire her?" I mean, that within itself, a felony shows that it's not your character and who you really are. as a person. So by characterizing me as having a felony or having DUIs is not who I am today or who I am gonna be in the future. So by me having this pardon is gonna help me, further my life. I mean, that's about the only thing that's holding me back. I own houses, I've built houses, I own rental properties. I mean, right now, I have almost $15,000 that I'm gonna put down towards my next property. It's just, it's getting this off of me is putting a lift off, it's closing a chapter on that part of my life. If that makes sense. Like this chapter is gone, I have a new chapter, and the hindrance of that is just, it still sits there and it lingers. And if I don't get approved today, I'm gonna be back here again. And I'm gonna keep doing this until one day I do get approved. But for me, I don't want this on my record. I don't want this to define who I am and my character from here on out or anymore.
All right, Madam Chairman, I'd like to hear what Randy has to say from the DA's aspect.
Thank you. Mr. Meyer?
Good morning, Randall Meyer, Assistant DA, Jefferson Parish. We're opposed at this time. We have developed over the years, looking for a 10-year cleansing period from when one completes their sentence until they request a pardon, showing, a nice time period whereby there's no additional criminal activity. I've got concerns of what was, going on in the 2017 arrest. But as Mr. Prater said, I believe 2019 is when she completed parole. So she hadn't met that 10-year cleansing period as far as our positions on pardons go. But it also extremely important to me is the fact that the state statutes have a 10-year cleansing period as well to enhance DWI convictions. And she's had 4 arrests for DWI since I believe 2007 was the first one. So if she were granted a pardon today and gets another DWI tomorrow, she wouldn't be able to be her charge and penalties wouldn't be able to be enhanced because of this 2013 DWI. So for those reasons, we're opposed today. She comes back 10 years from when her sentence was completed and applies again. We would look at it again and potentially take no position at that time. But as far as today, we are definitely opposed.
All right, thank you. Any other questions?
Have you had any treatment for your alcohol abuse?
Yes, I mean, I've been through treatment for it, yes, but as of now, I don't. I go to church and then I lean on Jesus. There's no alcohol cravings. There's no, I don't want to go in and go drink alcohol. It's not, I understand from you guys' point of view what it looks like, but no, I don't have any desire to go do that. I'm on a different mission in my life. So if this is a no for now, then it is. I'll be back. That's it.
All right, I think we're ready to vote. Mr. Prater?
Yes, ma'am, my vote is to deny. Because of the length of time since she's been off probation, it's just been 6 years. And I agree with Ms. Myers about the DWI convictions. Need to stay on the record for now.
Yes, sir. Mr. Friedman?
I also am going to deny, but I do recommend you come back after 10 years. But with all those DWIs, my vote today is to deny.
Mr. Tillis?
My vote also is to deny with because of the cleansing period.
Mrs. Staples?
I concur with Mr. Prater to deny because of the cleansing period.
So you've received 4 votes to deny this morning.
Have a good day. Thank you.
All right, our next case is Mr. Herman Gravolet. Did I pronounce that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. And we do have another member who is participating by Zoom, Mr. Prater. So, Mr. Bravolet, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and your current mailing address.
Yes, ma'am. Herman Bravolet. Current mailing address is Post Office Box 281, Belchester, Louisiana, 70037.
Thank you. And you are represented by counsel. Counsel, would you introduce yourself, please?
I got it down, honey.
Yes, ma'am, that's fine.
Alicia P. Gravelet, P.O. Box 281, Belchester, Louisiana, 70037. I am the attorney for Herman Gravelet.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. And also here today is Lad McGinnis,
Yes.
a friend who would like to speak in support, and we'll ask you to do so at the appropriate time, sir. First, Mr. Bravolet, I'm going to read some identifying information into the records, sir. I'm going to ask you to confirm it. And then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Freeman. Your case has been assigned to him, so he'll take the lead and explain to you how that process will work after that. So, Mr. Bravolet, your DOC number of record is 736005. You're here today seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You have we have sentencing both in Orleans and Plaquemines Parish. You have misdemeanor conviction in sentencing January 2016 for simple battery. You received a fine in September 2016 in Plaquemines Parish. There's a domestic abuse battery conviction, 6 months parish prison. And then in August 2018 in Plaquemines Parish, there's a conviction violation of protective orders, third offense. You received a 1-year DOC sentence, 1 year active and 2 years inactive probation on completion.
I believe that's correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Freeman?
Okay, Mr. Gravelet, I've been assigned your case this morning. And Ms. Gravelet, since you're his attorney, I'm going to ask him to give us his information while he wants, and you can speak at any time. You can speak before the other speaker he has on his behalf, or you can speak first, whenever you want to go. So it's up to you. So what order you want to go in?
I guess me or
Me,
That makes him the attorney.
I think I better talk.
Okay, all right, we'll hear from you first.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Alicia Gravelet. I am an attorney and the mother of Herman Gravelet. One of the first reasons I am here is to let you know that I am responsible in getting that felony charge in Plaquemines Parish, because I urged him and insisted that he delete that ex-fiance's woman from number from his cell phone. I did it over and over and over. But what I did not realize is that this was a new phone he had, that he had never, ever deleted a number. I have personally never deleted a number. And I know how fragile and delicate these phones are. You can put them in your pocket, nothing can happen. I know when I'm fooling with my own phone, something can happen. But he finally did it. We were both in the same room, and he went ahead and he tried to delete the phone number, but I did not know that he knew how to delete it, and he left the room for a minute and came back, and when it happened, it had inadvertently called the ex-fiance's number. So we tried to explain this to the court. I am the one who is responsible for it, but he inadvertently had to take the heat for this. And that is how he got that that first felony, which he never should have got. Okay, and as you also must know from the records he's given in, Herman has graduated from Tulane University. He has a degree in political science and political economy, and he's also has a paralegal certificate. And during his time, his jobs, he's tried to help people. He's also been the chairman of one of the local political parties in Clackamas Parish. During this time, he's tried to do all kinds of charitable things, toys for tots, school supplies for children, coats for kids, Thanksgiving dinners and things like that. He's always tried to help people. And in this way, he's also been a political operative. He's helped candidates in their campaigns on both sides of the aisle. He's helped Charlie Malonzo. He's helped Billy Nungesser. He went all over Louisiana with Billy when he ran for lieutenant governor. His conviction, which is nonviolent, does not define my son, nor does it define who he is or the years of good he has done for people. He's always tried to help people. And as you know now, he has been very ill. And he's trying to get back into the run of things and see what he can do. He's back as he's an elected official. He's on the board of elected. He's on the board of election supervisors for Clackamas Parish. He's also the head of the political parties in the parish. I think he has he's accepted responsibility. He's reflected deeply and grown from this experience. He not only seeks a pardon, but he also would like a restoration of his gun rights. Once it's primarily because I am 82 years old. I am that he's my only child. He's the only one I have. As you can see, I have severe mobility problems. I already have a knee replacement on my right knee. I need a knee replacement on my left knee. I've already fallen in my house and broken 2 bones, but I'm still kind of tied up in some legal stuff at my age. So to go ahead and get a knee replacement now would take a lot of time. We own property that protection for us, especially during times of hurricanes. You don't know who's coming on your property. My son, as you can see, he's been through he has a lot of medical problems, much more than I to read. He's feeble and he would be a dead duck if he had to protect himself. A lot of things he could protect himself physically. Just getting here this morning took a lot of it. Trying to get in line, trying to find a parking place, trying to God, the workplace is taken up so promptly and quickly. I mean, you have to walk and walk.
Yes, sir.
And then we like 2 cripples trying to get in here, and we have to get out because and it's very difficult. Okay, so but I want to say this that I think his conviction, which is nonviolent, it does not define him, nor does it define who he is or the years of good he has done. He has had nothing to do with any of these women since 2015. So no, he doesn't hear from them, has nothing to do with them. And I think that's all I'm saying. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, and Mr. Gravelet, how long have you been off supervision? When did your probation end?
I believe that was, I don't have my case file in front of me. I believe that was 2020. I think so.
That's what I had.
Okay.
It was around 2020.
Yes.
Okay. And let's see. What is your reasoning want to get this pardon and get these firearms?
Well, sir, I've submitted voluminous files to your board.
Right, we got them
for the past year. And there's quite a bit of files. And I would hope that the board took the time to look at those files individually. And I hope that my files that I submitted would speak for themselves.
Okay.
If you have any questions for me, I'm more than happy to answer anything that you like. But you know, I'm gonna tell you, I went into the hospital May 4th, 2020 for a widowmaker heart attack. They had to jumpstart me back to life twice. within a 5-month period of being in the hospital, but that and also other complications, I was given the last rites on 3 separate occasions by Father Day, who's the hospital priest. I went into the hospital 231 pounds. I came out 163 pounds. I believe the photographs that I submitted to the board reflect that. Getting back to my current weight and all the physical therapy that I had to go through and endure speaks for itself. It was horrific to have to go through all of that. But I'm still on the road to recovery. I'm still very weak. My mother is 82 years old. She's getting ready to turn 83 on Christmas Day. I'm an only child. The only person she has to protect her is me. I'm a former sheriff's office captain. All right, I'm not negligent with firearms, never have been. I've shot the post course more times than I care to, more times than I can even remember. I've never been negligent with firearms. I've never had any type of problems or issues regarding firearms. My family owns a good amount of commercially productive oil and gas property that's also suited for hunting and fishing purposes. We give out waterfowl leases on that property. It's thousands and thousands of acres. That type of property has to be protected. I'm the only heir. I'm my mother's only heir.
Okay. All right, and let's talk a little bit about the offense. I mean, what's going on at that time? Why all of this? I mean, she said it wasn't a crime of violence, but domestic violence is a crime of violence. What was going on?
It's very difficult to enter into a relationship with someone and not have any help from that other person. When I decided to do this, when I decided to make a child, bring a life into this world with another person, I was fully capable of understanding what my intentions were and what my responsibilities were. However, I guess she just didn't see eye to eye with me. We grew apart, we fell apart, and then things began to fall apart. You know, I'm at home with the baby at 3:30 in the morning. She's rolling in at 4:30 in the morning. You know, and I have to take care of her, and I have to wash her clothes that's full of vomit, and put her in the shower, and then put her in the bed. You know, it was things like that that I had to do that nobody should have to do. Really, consider that. You know, people can only take so much in a relationship.
Gotcha.
You know, when someone becomes the truly abused party in a relationship, you only take some.
Gotcha. Okay, and you also had Mr. Ladd
McGinnis.
Would you like to speak? You could speak from right there at your chair and start going to move.
Can I sit down?
Yeah, you can sit down. You need to sit down, sit down.
Thank you.
Please.
Good morning to the board, Ms. Benatson, I say that properly? Chair Prater, I'm from Caddo, so I know who you are. My name's Ladd McGinnis. I've been a pharmacist in Louisiana for roughly 25 years. I'm just newly retired. And I've known Mr. Herman Gravolet for approximately 30 years. I'm here today to speak on behalf of my close friend, and I'm thankful for the opportunity afforded me to do so. Over the past 30 years, I've come to know him as a man of decency, integrity, and compassion. He is not only a good friend to many, he is also a strong presence in this community. Mr. Gravolet has played an active and important role in both Louisiana and national politics. He has been a trusted advisor for many candidates and public officials, thus shaping campaigns. I can personally attest to this, as Mr. Bravolet is currently helping me explore the possibility of running for Louisiana House Representative District 7 with Mr. Bagley turned out in 27. This is notable mainly because his and my ideology really don't mix up. But he's put that aside in order to help me politically because I'm a newbie. I don't know anything about it, but our politics clash, but our friendship far overshadows that. Let's see. He has a reputation of being a man that gives back to his community, who supports others, and who seeks to strengthen the bonds of that community. I'm sorry, and that's what I'm excuse me. It's not a public persona on it. It's also how close friends such as myself know him in private. And as they alluded to, Mr. Bravolet and sometime in the future is going to be a custodian of a large chunk of the land. Being a wildlife and hunting person in my own right, I recognize how difficult it is to manage property like that, and I believe Mr. Bravolet would be a great steward of that property. I believe wholeheartedly that Mr. Bravolet has proven himself worthy of redemption and restoration. He has lived and behaved honorably. He has contributed generously. It continues to be a positive influence in those people around him. I believe a man should be known for the collective good of his life, not mired in the aftermath of a single adverse event. Members of the board, I respectfully and sincerely urge you to see the entirety of the man in front of you today. A man that gives, a man that serves, a man that has earned the trust of those around him, a man that has goodness in his heart. Please grant this pardon and restoration of his rights. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank y'all very much. Do any of my colleagues have any questions?
I have no questions.
Yeah.
No.
I have.
Okay, well, I'm gonna move for an executive session to discuss confidential matters.
I'll second.
You call the roll?
Vanessa,
Yes.
State,
Yes.
Prater, Phyllis,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
All right, we will be in executive session for a few moments to discuss confidential matters. It's 11:05.
session.
You gotta do it again.
Okay, I make a motion that we come back in the regular session.
A second. A second by Mrs. Stapleton. Is there any objection? All right, we're back in regular session. It's 11:11 and we are prepared to vote. Mr. Freeman.
Okay. You do very well, but the hang up I got it especially is that you didn't get off supervision to 2020. We do like a 10-year cleansing period. It doesn't have to be. We know it's not law, but we do like it. And with the serious nature of these charges, my vote today will be to deny.
Mr. Tillis.
My vote also is to deny, because of the cleansing period.
Mrs. Stapleton.
My vote is to deny because of the cleansing period.
Mr. Prater.
I'm sorry,
It's up to you. Your vote. Mr. Freeman has voted deny. Mr. Tillis has voted deny. Mrs. Stapleton has voted to deny, based on the insufficient cleansing period.
yes, ma'am, I concur with that about the cleansing period. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Bravolet, my vote also is to deny, and I do agree that the cleansing period is an issue, but you also, even though this, as you have referred to a nonviolent offense, I think you have a disturbing pattern of violent behavior based on the arrest that I saw in your criminal history. And the fact that there is, lifetime protective order still in place. I appreciate your community service and your interest in, protecting your property. You've used your health as a reason for asking for this, but I don't know that, you're physically able to do what you said you're going to do. So you've received a unanimous vote today to deny your application, sir. All right, our next case is Mr. Efferson. Good morning, Mr. Efferson.
Good morning.
Would you introduce yourself, sir? Tell us your name and your current mailing address.
Okay, my name is DEQUINCE EFFERSON, and my current mailing address is 3090 Outlet Parkway, Grand Prairie, Texas. And the zip code here is 75052.
All right, thank you, sir. So, Mr. Efferson, I don't know if you've been watching today. Looks like you may be at work, but let me explain to you how this will go. I'll read some identifying information into the record, ask you to confirm that it's accurate. Then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Freeman, seated to my right, because your case was assigned to him. I see you have today also on Zoom is your mother, Miss Mary Efferson, and she wants to say a few words on your behalf, and we'll ask her for those comments shortly. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Efferson, your DOC number of record is 711428. You're seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in Caddo Parish in June of 2016 for possession of Schedule II cocaine. You received a 2-year sentence that was suspended, and you were placed on 2 years of active probation. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Epperson, tell me, I think you had an arrest in 11/5/23 for domestic violence. What was that about?
There was an argument with my ex-fiance, and it wasn't domestic or anything. It was just an argument, and it was thrown out because
I see that. Was there any weapons in that situation?
No, sir.
Involved?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. And Mr. Epperson, what did you do to straighten yourself up? Looks like in 2015 everything quit. You was having some problems up until that point. How did you get off the drugs? What did you do to get yourself straight like you are now?
I participated in Narcotics Anonymous. I joined the group, and shortly after that, I moved away to Houston, Texas, and I set out to get my license to become a civil engineer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Do you still attend AA or anything, or you're past that stage?
I am, and unfortunately, my work schedule is so demanding. I barely have time to have a personal life, so I haven't been able to attend one here lately. But I do stay true to what I set out to do, which is stay drug free.
Okay. And any particular reason you would have to have your gun rights back?
Oh no, in one particular reason is that the work that I do, I have to, I'm scheduled to go to a lot of construction sites and oversee a lot of construction jobs. And sometimes I may be required to go to work at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or, at weird times of the night. And it's kind of dangerous, and I said that I wouldn't mind being able to protect myself, if there was a chance that I could, being out that early, late, in the morning. It's a lot of crazy things going on in the world, and just being able to protect myself would mean a lot to me.
Okay. I have no further questions for Mr. Efferson before we hear from his mother. Does any of my colleagues have a question for him? Okay, Miss Mary Efferson, what would you like us to know?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Tell us what you want us to know about your son.
Okay, what I wanted to let you guys know that I'm I'm very much proud of him because he comes a long ways from what he, the trouble that he would seen, and he's giving back to his community by, reinforcing other guys his age to do the same as him, go out and work and get you some license and become, independent for themselves and work instead of doing drugs and, the other things that they be doing. And I'm just proud of him because he's always trying to help other guys to do the same thing as him, and he's been staying out of trouble. And I I don't have no bad thing to say about him, not just because he's my son, but I just I just admire him for even reaching out to you guys and doing this for himself, because it could have been where he wouldn't even, reach out to y'all, and he would have did it on his own to go out there and get back in more trouble. So I really admire what he did today.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'm ready to vote when the panel is, Madam Chairman.
All right. I see no other questions. I think we're prepared to vote. Mr. Freeman.
Mr. Efferson, you've done a real good job since 2015. I'm proud of you like your mother is. I'm not gonna grant with firearms today just because of that little hiccup in 2023. I just want to make sure, but I am gonna grant your pardon without firearms. I do suggest if you want firearms in about 5 years, try again and we'll retake a look at it. But I am granting your pardon just without restoration of firearms.
Mr.
I concur with Mr. Freeman
Mrs.
without firearm.
Mrs. Stapleton.
I concur with Mr. Freeman without firearms, and you are doing extremely well. Congratulations.
Mr. Prater.
I concur without firearms.
And as do I. So Mr. Efferson, on your behalf, will make the recommendation to Governor Landry a pardon without restoration of firearms.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, next case is Stacy Hammond. Good morning, Mr. Hammond.
Good morning.
Would you tell us your name and current mailing address, sir?
My name is Stacy Leon Hammond. I live at 1662 Venice Circle, Stockton, California, 95206.
All right, and thank you, sir, for dialing in today. I'll read some identifying information into the record and ask you to verify it, confirm that it's written. Then you'll see on your Zoom screen another board member, Mr. Prater. Your case has been assigned to him this morning, so I'll turn it over to him for the interview.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So.
All right. Hello, Mr. Hammond. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
All right. In November of 1989, you were arrested for possession of cocaine. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that's what you're wanting to be pardoned for, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you got suspended sentence and you're off probation in 1992.
Yes.
Is that correct? Have you been arrested since then, other than the 2014 DWI at the Asparagus Festival?
No.
Okay. Now, I don't know what an asparagus festival is, but maybe I'll make it out to California one day and learn. But that was in 2014, so that's been a long time itself. Have you been
Yes.
arrested any time since then?
No.
Okay. Have you ever been charged with any kind of violent offense?
No.
Okay. Are you wanting to get your gun rights back, a full restoration of everything?
Yes.
Okay. And what have you been doing since then? Tell me in 3 sentences why I should trust you. I never laid eyes on you before. Why should we believe you?
Oh, I'm just a hard worker, regular person. Great heart.
Okay, that's good. That's a good summation of a character. Okay, I don't have any other questions. It's been that many years ago since the 80s, and I don't have any other questions. You've been trouble free since then, and no violence.
Yes.
So no other questions.
Thank you.
I don't see any questions here, and I'll just say for the record, there's no expressed opposition to your application from the community and the legal community. So I think we're ready to vote. Mr. Prater.
For a pardon with full restoration of firearms.
Mr. Freeman.
I concur, Mr. Prater.
Mr. Tillis.
I concur with Mr. Prater.
And Mrs. Stapleton.
I concur.
All right. So as do I, Mr. Hammond. So you've received a unanimous vote to grant your request. We're going to make the recommendation to the governor for a pardon with full restoration of firearms rights.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mr. Massey, good morning.
Good morning.
Would you introduce yourself, tell us your name and your mailing address?
My name is William Earl Massey. My mailing address is 111 Cooper Drive, Huntsville, Alabama, 35811.
And you are here today seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms for a 2007 sentencing for domestic abuse battery in Jefferson Parish. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your case was assigned to Mr. Prater. Would you answer his questions?
Yes.
Mr. Massey, how are you today?
How you doing? Pretty good.
Okay. I understand that from 2006, you were arrested for domestic abuse battery for punching your wife in the face. She had minor injuries you complained of, but it wasn't real apparent injuries. That's what I'm gleaning from the police report. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's what you're wanting to be pardoned for, correct?
Correct.
But you pled guilty for something back then for having done this. And when were you off of probation?
I believe the probation was like a year.
Okay. So around 2008 is what I have, is when you got off of probation, because that's important to us as far
Yes.
as looking at your cleansing, what we call cleansing period, how long you've been before you've been in trouble. But let's talk. You want restoration of gun rights, correct?
Correct.
And why do you want that?
Well, I want to go hunting with friends. My oldest son is a police officer, and I like to go to the shooting range with him and, you know, just enjoy those moments with my son and family.
Okay. And I noticed that you, prior to this, but sometime back, and according to what you write, it was kind of like in high school and doing a lot of fighting and all. You were charged, it looks like, with a battery in 98, a second-degree battery in 99, and another battery in 99. So a period of 2 years there, you were a fighter. Is that correct?
No, sir. I was defending myself. There was a lot of bullies in my high school.
Okay. And so that's what that was about.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I noticed also the aggravated battery with a dangerous weapon in 2004. What was that?
I believe that was false allegations from my previous relationship with Chantel Bowman. All charges were dropped.
Right. I noticed it was refused in 2016. Do you know why it took 12 years to be refused?
That I'm not sure of.
Okay. Am I accurate in that? Does that sound reasonable to you?
I didn't hear anything about that in 2016. I know Chantel Bowman dropped the charges, and then the state picked it up, and then the state dropped the charges.
Okay. You weren't arrested in 2016 for something, were you, by chance?
No, no, sir. I have not been in trouble since 2006.
Okay. Okay, since 2006. Okay. The only, okay, I don't have any other questions. I'm concerned about the firearms with your violent past, but it's been 25 years since you were even charged with anything like that, and you're saying that was in high school because of the bully factor, correct?
Yeah, yes, sir. It was just a school fight, basically.
3 times?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't have any other questions.
Thank you.
Any other questions here?
I have none.
I don't see any questions from the other board members, Mr. Massey, so I think we're prepared to vote. Mr. Prater.
Okay. Mr. Massey, I think that it's been now almost 20 years since you got into trouble. And it's been a number of years, over 10, since you've been off of probation for that one charge that you're asking to be forgiven on, or pardoned on. My recommendation is that you be pardoned and that you have restoration of gun rights.
Thank you.
Mr. Freeman?
I definitely vote for the recommendation for pardon. And I'm also gonna go with giving his gun rights back too. It's been a long time.
Mr. Tellers?
My vote also is to grant with firearms.
Mrs. Stapleton?
And I concur, pardon with restoration of firearms.
So, Mr. Massey, my vote also would be for the recommendation for pardon with restoration of firearms. So you've received a unanimous vote. On your
Thank
behalf,
you.
we'll make that recommendation to the governor. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon. Oh, no, still morning. Good morning, Mr. Sagona. Would you introduce yourself, sir? Tell us your name and mailing address.
Jared Sagona, 2458 West Main Street, Gray, Louisiana, 70359.
All right. So you're here today seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in Terrebonne Parish in October 2019 for the offense simple criminal damage to property valued at $1,000 or more, but less than $50,000. You received a 2-year hard labor sentence. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your case was assigned to Mrs. Stapleton. Would you answer her questions?
Good morning, Mr. Sagona. Did you go to any substance abuse treatment? Because when this all happened, it was pretty serious, everything that went down.
No, I did not do any substance abuse treatment. I kind of did a lot of things on my own.
What was that?
At the time I was going through a divorce. I was a heavy drinker for a long time. I quit drinking, I quit smoking, I quit gambling, but I've never been to treatment or, I never seeked out treatment. A lot of times, even in the past, I did have, in the past, I would say, maybe abuse problems or overuse problems with a few things that was in the, in the request. And I was always able to, identify an issue, correct it and move on.
Well, I see that you paid your restitution.
Yes, ma'am.
So how are things between, you, this was your wife, wasn't it? The house that you hit, that it was your mother-in-law?
It was my ex-mother-in-law. Yes, ma'am.
That's right. And then you had to fix I mean, you just ran into it, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your truck.
The truck, yeah.
Mhm. And you paid the restitution, but you scared people half to death. You had a problem. It was mushrooms that you were using, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That was, everything ended, so we're only talking about a 7-year period that since you paid your restitution, we're just 7 years out of it. That is not enough time for what we consider a cleansing period. And you did a lot of damage, and it was, and you didn't take any substance abuse programs. So, anybody else have any questions? Mr. Prater, any questions?
No question.
No questions. Okay, so, Mr. Sagona, based upon what we usually follow is a 10-year cleansing period. You've only had 7 years, so that's just not enough time. So today I'm going to deny your request for. Mr. Prater?
I concur. Deny.
Mr. Freeman.
I concur too. He hadn't been off but since 2020. Please reapply.
Mr. Tillis.
I concur with Mr. Freeman.
So, Mr. Sagona, you've received 4 votes to deny your application today. So your application has been denied. I would encourage you to reapply when you pass the 10-year cleansing period. Good luck.
10 years from the sentence or?
10 years from the date you completed your sentence, when you got off paper.
Oh, so for the probation?
Yes.
All right. Thank y'all so much.
All right, Mr. Israel, can you turn on your camera, please? There you are. Good morning, sir. Would you give us your name and mailing address?
Can you hear it?
Can you hear us? Yeah, you're not, you're still muted. No, you're still muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. We can. Can you
Okay.
hear us?
Yes, I can. Thank you. Sorry, I
Okay.
don't know why my headset, I don't know. But yes, I can hear you.
Yes, good. Would you, you're not driving, are you?
No, ma'am, I'm just sitting in my car at work.
Okay, good. Would you introduce yourself, sir? Tell us your name and your mailing address.
My name is Christopher Israel. I live at 33290 Highway 1036 in Holden, Louisiana, 70744.
Okay, so you're here today seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in Jefferson Parish in August of 1990 for simple burglary. You received a 1-year parish prison sentence. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Right, your case has been assigned to Mrs. Stapleton. Would you answer her questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. So what caused you to do that night? Didn't you steal a lot of car radios? Is that right?
3 or 4 of them. Basically, I was living alone in a house my dad was renovating for my mom, and I basically started hanging out with the wrong people at school, and it was basically just young and stupid, pretty much. No really other excuse, just young and stupid.
Hey, so what have you done with your life since you got out of prison, jail?
What's the thing? I didn't actually go to jail. It was suspended, I guess. I don't know. I didn't actually go to jail. So that was Saturday night. Then Sunday morning, now this was in Marrero, Louisiana. And Sunday morning, my dad came and bailed me out, and I moved to Theodore, Alabama, and that's where I finished out high school. I got an associate's degree in electronics. Then I went back to New Orleans and did some stuff at UNO, and that didn't really work out too well. But let's see. I did 20 years with the military, 5 years with the Navy. Then I got smart and joined the Air Force. Retired October of 22. And I've been a state employee for 4/23 of 03. So almost, what's that, 22 years, roughly, 22, 23. And then I've, I think that's about it. So basically,
That's pretty good.
stayed in the military. And I have another associates for, let's see, I have the associates in electronics, have associates for, what's the other one in?
That's okay. It sounds like you've done very well with your life.
And a bachelor's degree. And yeah, it was for flying. It was for being a load master. They didn't give me the one for intelligence analyst because they changed the rules, but I should have gotten another one, but it's the way it is.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, one of your victims that you stole radio from, she says that she's unopposed to your pardon, and she hopes he does well in life, which I believe you certainly have.
Yes, ma'am.
So that was 35 years ago. There hasn't been anything since then. The district attorney's not opposed. Law enforcement is not opposed. I'm not opposed either. So did anybody else have anything to say?
No, I think we're ready to vote.
Ready.
Mrs. Singleton?
Okay, well, Mr. Israel, I'm going to grant you, well, I'm going to recommend to the governor to grant you your pardon with restoration of arms, and I'm so glad you've done well in life.
So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Mr. Prater?
I concur.
Mr. Freeman?
I concur. You've done very well.
Mr. Tillis?
I concur with Ms. Stapleton.
And my vote also is to make the recommendation pardon with restoration of firearms because there's no expressed opposition to your application by law enforcement. So you've received a unanimous vote today. We'll make that recommendation on your behalf, sir. Good luck.
All right, thank you very much. Y'all have a good day.
Okay, we are ready to proceed, and this is Mr. Jones. Good morning, Mr. Jones. Would you introduce yourself? Tell us your
Good morning.
name and your mailing address.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marcus Jones. My address is 1431 Tavendale Court, Fresno, Texas, 77545.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Jones, you're seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms sentenced in Vernon Parish in November 1993 for possession with intent to distribute marijuana. You received a 5-year sentence. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis. Please answer his questions.
How you doing, Mr. Jones?
I'm fine. How are you this morning?
How much time did you serve on that 5-year sentence?
None.
Okay. What have you done since then? You still on drugs or?
I was never on drugs, sir. I just got out of the military at the time. Just made a bad decision at that point in time. And you know, it was just a bad decision. I was young at the time, and since then I've done nothing wrong. I haven't been in any kind of trouble. Barely even got a speeding ticket since then. I've been working and being prosperous in my life.
Yeah, I read your case. I have no more questions.
Any questions? I've been.
No.
Well, that's all right. I don't see any other questions, Mr. Jones. I think we're ready to vote. Mr. Tillis.
My vote today is going to be to grant with firearms.
Mrs. Stapleton.
I concur with Mr. Tillis.
Mr. Prater.
I concur because of the length of time and because of no violence or no trouble since then. So I concur with restoration of firearms.
Mr. Freeman.
I concur.
And my vote also is to make the recommendation for pardon with restoration of firearms for the same reasons stated by Mr. Tillis and Mr. Prater. The sheriff nor the AG are in Vernon Parish or from the state of Louisiana are opposed to your application. So you've received a unanimous vote, and we're going to make that recommendation on your behalf, sir. A pardon with restoration of firearms. Good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all. I really appreciate it.
So, and that concludes our business for the day. We're going to adjourn at 12:02.
Thank
you. Thank you.